Hello everyone. I recently got this Crafter Square paper pack at Dollar Tree. We all know that I do not need paper scraps, that I have plenty of paper scraps, but I got it specifically because I know that there are some of you out there that don't have a pile of paper scraps like I have, and I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could make a cute little journal out of one of their scrap paper packs, because that's all this is scraps of different papers. Now, I haven't opened it. I can tell you there's some kind of interesting papers in there, because there's some metallic, there's some sparkly. It looks like there's some paper that has texture in it. So we're going to open it together, and we're going to figure out how to make a little journal. Now, it's not going to be a big journal, but I use a tiny journal both for my Happy Mail bits and on my Sunday live stream to do cute little pages in from my desk bits kind of thing. So I think that this might be a fun project. I think I'll just take that tag completely off and see if it's going to... No, it's going to be too sticky. Let's put it back. That seems to be how my day is going today. Okay. There's quite a lot of paper in this package. Plus there's a fun piece of cardboard right there. So we have some sparkly paper, which is really... feels pretty nice. This one's textured and kind of cardstock weight. It sort of has a basket weave design to it. Another small piece of texture. Okay, that's cardstock. Kind of coppery. Kind of metallic and kind of, that one's kind of beat up. That is definitely a distressed piece already. Nice heavy cardstock. This is very definitely paperweight. I'm kind of going to separate it into the paperweights and the cardstocks so that I can figure out where I'm going to go with my pages. That's metallic. More paper. That's paperweight. Kind of a nice size, but folded in half it's not going to work. But I already had a sort of a plan to use small pieces. Oh, this is interesting. This is very fibrous. It's not really cardstock. It's kind of softer, but it's got a nice feel to it. Okay, but it's heavier than the paperweight stuff, so here's some more of that. I don't know, that piece has got some... Those are... okay, that's a flower petal. Okay, it must be where they make paper with flowers in it, because that's what that is. It's a flower petal. Oh, wait a minute, those are much lighter weight. They're kind of interesting. Oh, isn't that pretty? That's very pretty. Oh, there's a whole lot of it. Oh, but it's different sizes in there. Okay, some of it is already... This is the edges of something. Some of it's heavier than others. But yes, it's got leaves and very, very pretty. But it's more paperweight. Some nice bright yellow. Again, that's paperweight. Let's see. That's paper, but it's a heavier paper. So there's lots of different weights of paper in this package. And we have a cardstock piece. So, we only have one real cardstock piece. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So, I'm thinking about what it's going to take to do the, to create the cover. Okay, if these, now these pieces are a little heavier, but they're not real heavy. All of the rest of that is pretty lightweight. So these are our kind of cover weight pieces. This is, we might have to use our silver. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh, that would work. Okay. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put pieces together to sort of make a journal. So I am thinking that if, and I'm just going to make a little one signature journal. It's not going to have, I mean, there might be ways to make two journals out of this. I'm not sure. We're going to see. But the first journal is going to have cover that looks like this, I think. Let's see how these fit in here. That will be okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add these pieces to the brown piece to create a cover for our pages. So for right now, we're going to set it aside because I want to make some pages and figure out exactly how big they're going to be. Because what they're going to have to do is overlap like so, and then fold. So I'm going to overlap them, I'll say, I'm going to overlap them about 1.25 inches, I think is what that is. Yeah, roughly 1.25 inches. And I am just going to run the glue stick like so and overlap them. Like that. Then for each signature I will fold it in half like so. Need to be a little more careful when I overlap them that they go on straight, because I guess I didn't. There, so that will be the size of our page, just like that. And that means that when they go in the cover, This piece, oh yeah, that will be perfect. We're just going to overlap it about half an inch or so. Now, if you wanted, and I think that's what I'm going to do, is take it to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch down these lines just for the fun of it, but you do not have to sew them. So I'm going to just layer up some pages here, like so, and get them ready for the sewing machine. Okay, so I have all the sort of square pieces glued together. Now I sewed them. You do not have to sew these together. They were, just the gluing will be fine. What's happening is they overlap in the spine. And when they overlap in the spine and we go to sew this together, and I'm going to sew it just with a pamphlet stitch. I usually use a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. When I go to sew it together, they will they don't actually have to be stitched. It was just a decorative fun thing that I wanted to do. And you could do faux stitching or just pin work on them, and it would be cute. So now I'm probably going to offset some of these papers that are smaller and just move them up and down just for the fun of it. The whole thing about sort of doing a junk journal is to make them in a fun way. You do, when you're doing a single signature journal like this, need to be careful not to overstuff it with I'm just, although you can't see it, I'm poking holes from inside to outside right in the fold of the spine. And while I have the phone book there, it's usually easier just to go straight out, but it protects my work surface if I have the phone book there. Now this is quite thick in the spine because I have the papers doubled up where I've overlapped them. It's just one way you can use smaller paper. I'm just going to start in the center hole. I go out from the inside. Leave myself some tail because I don't want to fight with trying to tie a knot. Go in. Out. Now I do this a little differently than some. I actually wrap this, it's gonna just grab hold of everything today. I wrap this thread or string, whatever you want to call it, around right there and go back through this hole. Now you want to be careful, don't split your thread when you do that, but I have found that it helps to hold these papers in right here on this little end of the signature, and when you do that, then they don't seem to get caught and worn as easily. And it's just a matter of going in and out the holes other than that, and making sure you don't pierce your thread that you started with. And this gives you a nice looking outer edge of your spine because the entire edge is covered. And the inside is nice because, again, the entire thing is covered. And again, at the other end, I wrap it around right here. Now you want to pull it snug, but you don't want to pull it so tight that you tear anything. Come on, go back through the hole. When you get to this part, you don't have a thread to tie over, so I go under this thread right here with my needle and my thread, and that pulls then against itself when you go to tie a knot with this piece. And I tie a couple knots. And I take it around this thread. And I take this one around this thread. It's just a matter of catching, making sure you got something to anchor it to. It's nice and snug in there, so it's not wanting to go under. There we go. And with wax linen, then you can go ahead and just cut it off, because it will stay knotted very nicely. Okay, so now we have a little journal, but we need to do some decorating to it to make it, you know, a little junky journal. And I thought it needed some pockets. And I have both some really nice, that's not very heavy. Let's find a heavier piece of something. Thought there was some. Yes. No, that one's not very heavy either. Well, we'll come back and use some of this. Okay, so I want to make a couple of pockets out of this. And I'm going to put one on this page. Okay. That hair is really nice. It's got a fun torn edge to it. I thought that we ought to do something a little bit decorative to it. Okay, guys, this particular fiber stuff, it's the paper, it will not punch with my punch. So we're going to just have to tear it and make it a fun tear for the pocket. Maybe I can use the punch on, oh, I have an idea. I'll use the punch maybe on a different piece of paper and put it over the top of it. Maybe that will look nice. So I'm going to put this pocket on here like so. Yeah, that will be all right. I do not know if that will, I'm afraid that that won't punch on this other fibrous paper. They're kind of like a handmade paper. They're not real, They're very fibrous. I just wanted something decorative, so I thought the punch would make a nice. Okay, what I did was I backed these lighter weight papers with some of the colored copy paper basically, and I'm going to sew around those to put those pockets in. And I'm probably there may be some more things that I'm going to sew around, so I'm going to do a few more things, like I'm going to I think I'll fold a envelope and some things like that I want to sew. And so I'm going to set those aside and do that. I think this will make a really cute envelope. And I can turn it into a pocket as well, or a tuck spot. So I'm just gonna do that. I think that will be a cute one. I want to see if I can round the corners on this though. Oh, that's cute. Yes. I have to trim that plant, however. There we go. Okay, guys, I am going to go and sew on these pockets and envelope pockets, and I will be back directly, and we'll get these put into the book. Okay, so we're going to put in our envelope pockets and our little pockets now, and then I'm afraid this video is getting kind of long. So what we're probably going to do is I'll probably do a little, show you what's done, and then we'll come back and do some more decorating and adding things to our little journal. On the second part 2. Now, if you notice, I'm adding all of the pockets outside that thickness there, and that's partially because we doubled everything when we did those double pages. So I'm just trying to balance it a little bit. I think that'll be cute. I'm also going to put these in as tuck spots with just the L shape instead of both sides, since they're small. Those are cute. They have a cute place for sticking stuff. Okay, we got a couple more things to add in. Let's see here. I think we will add, oh, let's put the purple one in front. Oh, yes. Go back here. Put it right there on the very back. So now, other than the pages and some pockets, we haven't done a lot of decorating. Let me show you what we have left. I mean, we have a lot of paper left out of this paper pad. We have made our cover and quite a few pages. We have several pockets. There's lots of little pages. We have this pocket that is an envelope. We have another pocket that is an envelope. And this little corner pocket. These two pockets that are in the center. Another little corner pocket. This pocket that's an envelope. And this pocket that's an envelope. Now, we still have these fun pieces to do some decorating with. We have quite a bit of this fibrous paper to do some decorating with. This did not punch well, so it's going to need to be used in another way. So I'm going to come up with some things for that. This piece, I don't know, looks kind of funky, and so far it hasn't intrigued me, but it could be used just as a tag as it is, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. There's a couple pieces of this pretty silver stuff. Oh, that's another piece of this. And this stuff is not cardstock. It is very much like handmade paper. So there's those things. We've got quite a bit of this lilac copy paper. We have a fair amount of this really pretty paper with the different plants in it. Now, there again, this is very fibrous and possibly handmade. It doesn't really look handmade, but there's a couple pieces of the purple that's the same kind of weight. I have a wonderful pile of this limey green copy paper. I still have plenty of the yellow and a few sheets of the slightly heavier than copy paper blue. So we've got quite a bit of stuff that we can add and use to decorate our little journal. Now, since it's a paper pack, it didn't come with anything to wrap around it like ribbon or anything right this minute. I haven't gotten an idea for a closure, but we can always use a rubber band or a hair band or something to close it with. But I'm going to come back another day and we will put in tags and decorations and all kinds of things like that. And I have some ideas. All of a sudden, I have ideas. So hopefully, it will be in the next few days that I bring you back for that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the beginnings of this. I'm real surprised at how much paper was actually in that paper pack from Dollar Tree. So this has been a fun challenge. Besides, it's always fun to challenge yourself with something different. So let me read you a quote from my 1001 Ways to Creativity, and I'm going to get busy and do the next thing on my chore list today. Oh, talent is God-given. Be humble. Fame is man-given. Be grateful. Conceit is self-given. Be careful. John Wooden. I do like that one. Sometimes these quotes are not my favorite, but I do like that one. Okay, guys, go have fun. Make some art. Bye-bye.